Happy Thursday. So glad to be back with you guys. I'm still recovering from yesterday's workout led by Michaela, Jameer, and Mr. Legacy. Thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you guys, even though I kind of regret it right now as I'm a little sore. But I'm looking forward to another great day, especially for those of you who are going to be joining in office hours today as we continue with finding area using mixed numbers, tiling, and all of those exciting math terms that we've been building in our math library. I also want to give a quick shout out, Craig. Craig is the first one to send me some completed assignments. Remember, check your email daily. I'm still waiting on a response that I sent to about 25 of you guys. And the last part of that email is a very special question asking you, what's your favorite? I'm not going to give it away. You have to check your email, respond to me, and then we can talk about it during office hours. So, again, get ready. Please have your packet, your pencil, your paper ready before you venture off into Math 5.12. See you soon. Let's get started. Okay, so our fluency page today is very similar to the one that we worked on yesterday. So if you look at numbers 1 through 3, we remember that we see a 4 multiplying by some sort of 2. And if you also remember, very important is our place value chart. So if you look at number 1, we have a 4 times 2. Both of those numbers are in the ones place. 1 times 1, so our answer will also be in the ones place. 4 times 2 is 8. Excellent. For number 2, our 4 is in the ones place, and our 2 is in the tenths place. So 1 times 10 is 10. Why did I multiply 1 times 10? Because the result is going to tell me what place my answer is going to be. My answer will be in the tenths place. In the tenths place. So 4 times 2 is 8. My answer is 8 tenths, 0.8. Now, let's look at number 3. The 4 is in the ones place. The 4 is in the ones place, and the 2 is in the hundredths place. So that means my answer is going to be in the hundredths place. Excellent. So 4 times 2 is 8. In the hundredths place, 8 hundredths. 0.08 is 8 hundredths. Now I want you to do 4 through 6 on your own, and then continue and finish the rest of the page. Push pause. Go. Excellent job completing your fluency page. I look forward to seeing completed work during office hours. Something else I really look forward to seeing during office hours is your Thrive Point challenge. Really challenge yourself. Set a timer, 2 minutes. Don't give up. Pencil to the paper. When I say go, begin. Ready? Go. Awesome job, guys. I'm very proud of you. Send yourself some shine as I'm sending it to you as well. Let's take a deep breath in and out as we begin our application problem. It says, Margot is designing a label. The dimensions of the label are 3.5 inches by 1.25 inches. What is the area of the label? Now, one of the most important parts when doing area and drawing a diagram is you have to be neat. So take your time. When drawing the diagram, take your time. So let's start. We have our rectangle. And it's 3.5 inches. So here's my 3.5 by 1.25. 1.25 inches. Now, the way we do this again we're finding all the individual areas of every box in that diagram and adding them together. So let's write the equations for the area inside each individual box. This box would be 3 inches times 1. On top of that, it'll be 3 inches times 1/4 inch. Next to that box, we have 1/4 inch times 1/2 inch. And below that box, we have 1 inch times 1/2 inch. Okay, so make sure on your paper, you're solving each of those individual multiplication problems to find out the areas of each box. Push pause, solve now, go. Okay, welcome back. So what you should have found for each individual box area is 3/4, 3, 1/8, and 1/2. And now our next step is we are going to add all of those individual areas. So let's add, we have 3/4 plus 1/8 plus 1/2 plus 3. And what does that equal? Now, right away, we remember adding fractions, we need to have something very important. What is that? Excellent. We have to have a common denominator. So we need to create equivalent fractions so that way we can add them all together. Now, by looking at 3/4, 1/8, and 1/2, I see the common denominator already presented. Which one of those is going to be our common denominator? Excellent. It's going to be 8. So now we need to change 3/4. We need to change 3/4 and 1/2 to have the common denominator of 8. So right now, take some time. Change 3/4 and 1/2 to equivalent fractions with the denominator of 8. Push pause, go. Now if you look to the right of the screen, we're going to figure out the equivalent fractions together if you already didn't do so, or you can just check your work with me. So we have 3/4 is equal to some number over 8. How do I get from 4 to 8? Very good. I multiply by 2. And what you do to the denominator, you must also do to the numerator. 3 times 2 is 6. So that gives us the equivalent fraction of 6/8. Let's move to 1/2. 2 times what number gives me 8? Excellent. 2 times 4 gives me 8. And what you do to the denominator, you must also do to the numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. So our equivalent fraction for 1/2 is 4/8. So now we can change 3/4 to 6/8. And we can change 1/2 to 4/8. So 6/8 plus 1/8 plus 4/8 gives us 11/8 plus 3. We can't forget about our 3. But let's just keep that over on this side real quick, because let us change this improper fraction to a mixed number. I do that by doing long division. 8 goes into 11 one time. Minus 8 is 3. The remainder becomes our numerator, and the denominator stays the same. So I have 1 and 3/8. Now I can add the 3. And 3 plus 1 and 3/8 gives us the total of 4 and 3/8. I want you to pause, rewind, listen to this whole section again. And then when you get to the end again, Mr. Bautista did forget a very important part. We never submit an answer without our units. So the answer is not just 4 and 3/8. but it's going to be 4 3/8. Ah, I want to hear what you have to say. Tell me during office hours. Okay, let's get some more practice in with finding area of rectangles by drawing the diagrams. Now remember, like I said before, one of the most important parts is making sure you're labeling correctly and neatly. So it's 2 inches times 2.5 inches. So let's make the bottom 2 inches. And then our width would be 2 and 1/2 inch. And now we're finding the individual areas for the boxes that are represented inside the diagram. In red, I'm going to shade one box that's in the diagram, and then in green, I'm going to shade the other one. So in this box, our area is length times width, which would be 2 times 2. And in the top box would be 2 times 1/2. Those are all the boxes in the diagram. So that means we're going to do 2 times 1/2 and add that to 2 times 2. That's 2 times 1/2. All right. We can always do the same steps that we always have done. Make our new numerator 2 times 1/2, which is equal to 2/2. And 2/2 is the same as 1/2. Very good. 1 inch squared. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. 2 times 2 is equal to 4 inches squared. Now we add the two areas, 4 plus 1. Excellent. So our total area would be 5 inches squared. Do not forget your units. Okay, excellent job. Let's move on. Okay, rectangle B, or I would say it's a square, 1 3/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. Let's go right to it. Let's label. 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Let us write the formula inside each box. So this box that I'm marking in red would be 1 times 1. This box on top that I'm outlining in green would be 1 times 3/4. This box that I'm outlining in blue would be 3/4 times 3/4. And our final box that I'm outlining in gray would be 1 times 3/4. Solve, add, tell me the area. When I say go, push pause, and complete. Ready? Go. Okay, we're moving on. We're continuing with our problem set. And I just want to throw in this little extra bonus for you guys. Because you're working so hard right now, if you take a picture of this problem set page, problem C, D, E, and F, and you send it to me, either through my email or through text, I will give you 5 additional, let me write that down, 5 additional Thrive points for completing this page alone. Show me how neat, precise you can make these diagrams. Show me that you really understand the process. And again, if you don't, that's okay. We're not looking for perfect answers. We're looking for your best work. Excellent job. So take your time, make it as neat as possible. If you need to remind yourself of the process, please press pause, rewind, go to the previous page, and watch it again. Okay, great job. Push pause, go. Okay, for this problem set, they give us the dimensions only. Now it is up to us to draw our diagrams. So now we're not just labeling neatly, but now we're also going to take our time and draw neatly as well. So let's do A together. 1 foot by 1.5 feet. So let's draw a rectangle. Here's 1 foot by 1.5. All right, that's the first part. Excellent job. Match my work. Go. And then our next step is finding the areas of the individual boxes. Same thing. You guys are already pros at this. So I'm going to outline the 2 separate boxes that are created. Write the formula inside. This will be 1 times 1. And the top would be 1 times 1/2. Excellent. Some of you are already beating me to the chase. You already knew it was 1 times 1/2 before I even wrote it in. Throw yourself some shine. Excellent job. So I want you to continue this process. We're not done with A. You still need to multiply, add, and write down your area. And don't forget your units. Finish the rest, silent solo. Take as much time as you need, but not more than 5 minutes. Ready? Go. Question 3. Hanley is putting carpet in her house. She wants to carpet her living room, which measures 15 feet by 12.3 feet. She also wants to carpet her dining room, which is 10.25 feet by 10.3 feet. How many square feet of carpet will she need to cover both rooms? So the word both tells me already, and I can see from the question, that she needs 2 carpets because she's carpeting 2 rooms. So that means there are going to be 2 diagrams. Excellent. So start off by drawing 2 diagrams, 2 rectangles, which represent the carpet. There's 1, there's 2. Match my work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can push pause if you still haven't completed it. Okay. Now, just the same way that we've been neatly diagramming and labeling, we're going to continue with that same work effort. So her living room, 15 feet. Let's make that 15 here. By 12.3. So in this box, even though the numbers are larger, we know how to multiply, we know our process, so let's not, get scared, but you got this, all right? And now we write in our equations in each box. So in the red square, it's 15 times 12, and in the blue square, it is 15 times 1/3. Now, in our next diagram, it is 10.25. So here's 10.25 times 10.1/3. And same thing. We are going to shade in each individual box that is represented, and inside each box write down the equation for each individual area. So in the red box, it's going to be 10 feet times 10 feet. In the blue box, it will be 10 times 1/3. In the green box, it will be 1/3 times 1/4. And in the gray box, it will be 10 times 1/4. So now for each individual diagram, for each individual carpet or box, I don't care how you call it, for each one, you're going to multiply and then add to find the areas for each carpet, and then answer the question, how many square feet of carpet will she need to cover both rooms? Looking forward to hearing your responses during office hours. So push pause, go. Question number 4. Fred cut a 9 3/4 inch square of construction paper for an art project. He cut a square from the edge of the big rectangle whose sides measured 3 1/4 inches. See the picture below. What I like about this question is that it's like a puzzle. So if you like me and you like puzzles, you're really going to have fun figuring this question out. If you don't like puzzles, I don't know what to tell you, but I just really hope that you can enjoy and figure out how this is done together with us. All right, so let's get started. We need to find out all the missing pieces of the diagram below. So first we need to find out what is that part that I just circled in orange, because that'll tell us the complete side. So that way we can figure out exactly what they are asking for. So how do we figure out that missing piece? Well, I can see, and I'm going to mark this in red, on this side, it's 9 3/4 inch, which is going to be the same over here. This will also be 9 3/4 inch. But it's not complete because you have that chunk missing. So, but what we do have, and I'm going to circle it in blue, is 3 1/4 inch here and 3 1/4 inch there. So I can add those two, 3 1/4 inches, 3 1/4 inch plus 3 1/4 inch, and that gives me, let's see, 3 plus 3 is 6, 1/4 plus 1/4 is 2/4. And now, if I know that the whole part in red is 9 3/4, I can do what operation to find out what's remaining? Excellent. Subtract. Now I'm going to subtract 9 3/4 minus 6 2/4. And that answer would tell me what is that missing section in orange. So figure that out, push pause, and find out that missing side. Go. Okay, did you find it out? That missing piece is also 3 1/4 inch. That is all the information that you need to know to answer question 4, parts A and B. So I want you to push pause, and I want you to take your time. Continue to work neat, and I'm looking forward to hearing great responses during office hours. Push pause, go. Okay, we have come to the end of our packet. This is our exit ticket where it says measure the rectangle to the nearest 1/4 inch with your ruler and label the dimensions and find the area. I'm not sure if you have a ruler. Actually, I didn't have a ruler when I read this question. So I looked at trusty Miss Brotman's video, and she said that the length is 1 1/4 inch and the width is a 1 1/4 inch. I wrote that for you on the screen. Now you have all the information you need to complete your exit ticket. Please remember to take a picture, send it to my email, send it to me via text. I'm looking forward to seeing great responses. Again, I'm not looking for a perfect answer. I'm looking for your best work, and I'm looking forward to seeing you during office hours. See you soon.